Hey Capricorn, welcome to Aria Moon Tarot, and thank you so much for being here. This is your love reading for anyone with Sun, Moon, or Rising in Capricorn. It's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't, check your other placements. All right, let's get started. So let's just see what they have to say. Regarding career. Okay, I had two cards flip. I was only trying to take one, but I think you guys are going to get two for kind of your opening energy. So let's see what you have. You have birthing a new age. This is about birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Beautiful, beautiful energy. And you also have keepers of the earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Okay, let's talk about this. Oh, I feel like this is such a beautiful message, and I'm so glad you got these two cards. The other groups have just gotten one, and I feel like your guides are really looking out for you here, and that is why they felt it was important for these two cards to come out in the beginning of your reading. So for you, guides are highlighting that your career path and your life purpose are really closely linked to one another. You might feel like there's something very important that you were meant to do. I feel like for a lot of you, there's this feeling of maybe even something that you can't quite capture, like that you haven't really figured out yet, but it just feels like you have this larger calling. I feel like for you, this is something where the work that you do every day, it's really important for you that it is important, that it has meaning, that it has some significance. It's important to you that it feels like your work matters, and that it's speaking to you on a soul level. So this is not to judge any particular career path or whatever it may be. I don't think that you necessarily assign inherent value to certain career paths, but I do think that whatever it might be, you want to feel that you're making the impact in the world that you wish to make, that you're making the impact that you came here to make. And I do also feel like for some people, they can compartmentalize a lot of things when it comes to like their career, their life. They can keep these things completely separate. They can like what they do for work and what they do in their free time or whatever, like the two do not have to meet. They don't have to mesh. And I feel like for you, this isn't true. I feel like you want a career that feels true and authentic to your soul. I feel like you want a career that blends in seamlessly with your life. You want to do something that feels meaningful, that makes you happy, that is a true reflection of who you are. You want that to be reflected into the world. You want that work to reflect that into the world. And that isn't even to say that the career itself has to do that, but I think that's the kind of energy that you bring to the work that you do. Like no matter what you do, you're going to show the true essence of who you are in what you're doing. Like you could be stocking shelves somewhere, you could be a janitor. It's not that these are the careers that you necessarily want, but it's like there's something about you that's going to bring this energy out no matter where you are. Like your values, your integrity is going to shine through no matter what job you're doing. So I feel like this is something your guides are highlighting. It might even be, if this is something that you haven't fully discovered or accepted about yourself, this might be something your guides are saying, pay attention to this because it's really important that you feel secure, that you feel proud of what you're doing in the world, because it's going to be really closely tied to how you feel about yourself as a person, and whether or not you feel like you're accomplishing what you were put here on this earth to do, what you came here to do and to experience and to express. It's gonna be tied for you, is kind of the feeling that I'm having. So it's actually really, really beautiful energy, because especially if you know what this is, this feels like something that's very fulfilling to you. Like you will feel fulfilled in what you're doing every day because there's a greater purpose, and that purpose can be it helps you to discover yourself, it helps you to express yourself, it helps you to give the kind of love that you want to give, something like that. I also feel like you're very detail oriented for some reason. And I don't even know how that ties in, but I'm just getting this very detailed, very precise energy. And that might be that like you're very particular and precise about how you present yourself, or very particular about the amount of integrity that you're gonna uphold in your work environment or something like that. But yeah, I'm kind of picking that up for you. So your guides are really encouraging you to pursue something that feels like it's a part of your greater purpose. Some of you might not feel sure about what that is. That's kind of the catch here, is that you might not know what it is. You might have felt confused about what career will line up with that particular feeling or that knowing that you have inside. But your guides want you to know that oh yeah, you guys, your guides are saying that the direction that you want to go in might not be something that shows up on an aptitude test. Like, this might not be one of those things where you sit down and you answer a group of questions and then it spits out an answer and it says, you should be a doctor, you should be a lawyer, you should be a teacher. It might not be that simple for you. Like, it really might not be how do I want to put this? Basically, what I want to say is, when you take a test like that, there are certain career options. Like, those have already been decided. Here's the list of possible outcomes. You answer the question and you will be lined up and assigned one of those possible outcomes. And it might be that your outcome isn't on that list, or that your outcome is not one of the items on that list, but it's 2, or it's 3, or it's 5. Like, I get this kind of energy from you. Like, it can be so many different things. Probably because you're good at so many different things. You pay attention to the details. You connect with people on a deep level. And it might not be as simple as it is for some people to figure out what they want to do. It feels like your perfect direction might not be a path that's already been paved, or a path that's already been traveled. And why do I want to say like trampled? Trampled. I get, like, I'm seeing a path that's been traveled so many times that it's like it's worn down. It's really cleared away. There might be like a divot in the middle of it. Like, people have been running through that path, and then your path is maybe like a little rocky, a little unexpected, maybe it's a little overgrown, because it's not a direction that most people go in. And that could be simply because you are combining things that don't typically make sense together, that don't typically work together, or that no one has ever thought to combine before. We're talking about birthing new creations here. So this speaks to me about a lot of different things, but this really might be at a core level, that whatever it is that you want to do, and this might not even be an idea that you've had yet, so keep that in mind. Whatever it is you want to do might be something that has never been done before, or has been rarely done. Very creative energy, and I feel like you've got that that creativity and that intellect. You have both of those very strongly, which might be why your path and your direction and the advice that your guides are giving you is not it's not the typical advice, because you might need to combine something that no one has ever thought of before. You might need to utilize these two aspects, like using both sides of your brain to do something. Oh, okay. There's so many possibilities for you. There's so many possibilities for you. But I feel like whatever you do, it's going to be new. It's going to be inventive. This is what you're here to do. You're here to bring in a new way of doing things. You might be like coming up with a new gosh, your guides are so incredibly specific that I don't even the examples are so specific. I feel like even for a lot of you that are like into technology, this might be about combining your technological side, like your technology minded self, with your artistic self. Like you could be creating a new platform, like a new online platform, where you're using a lot of your creative juices, but you're also able to use some of this logical and like analytical side to actually build the platform. But I mean, it of course, it doesn't have to be that, but it's like you're going to use a lot of your different skills, and your guides are saying embrace that. Embrace the creativity that you have, embrace all of this, embrace the parts of your career that might be something where you have to get more technical, and then embrace those parts where you're more creative. There's so much coming through for you. There are very unique gifts that you have to offer, and that might be because you're meant to create something like really unique from your particular combination of skills or interests. You might even have some psychic abilities, some spiritual gifts that you possess that's going to like play into this. I know you're creative. Like, without a doubt, you're creative, probably artistic. You're the type of person that has the imagination and has the foresight to think of things that most people wouldn't come up with. So that's what's important here. You're going to think of something that most people would not come up with, and that's literally what you're going to bring to the table in terms of whatever career you go into. Even if you're going into a career that's already well defined, you're going to come up with a new way to do it. You're going to introduce a new element that no one ever thought of. I see you as the person who would like take a set of blocks or like a Legos like building set thing sorry, or something like that, something that's meant to be like combined into a certain shape. Like, let's say you're supposed to build a car out of this, here are all the pieces, and you're supposed to build a car, and you're the type of person that'll take those same blocks, maybe you'll build the car, you take it apart, and then you build a castle, and then you build a dragon, and it's like, whoa, how'd you do that? How did you take the blocks that were meant to only fit into this particular shape and put them into that shape? And it's like, that's just how your brain works. Your brain works in a different way than most people. You will come up with new ways. You'll see different options. And this is what you're bringing to the table in your career, no matter what. I feel like for some of you, this might even be things that have like not been appreciated about you before in work environments. If you've had jobs in the past that you totally hated, it's like you weren't allowed to be creative enough. You weren't allowed to do it your own way. You were like, I feel like your boss would get on your nerves because it's like you have to meet these certain requirements. You have to like hit these certain metrics, and you're like, this is not my vibe. Like, this is not how I do it. I don't say these particular things, or I don't think that way, or this doesn't make sense for this reason. And it's like, you're meant for like bigger things. So when you find yourself in a scenario like that, take it with a grain of salt, because some people can't get out of that box. They can't help it. You know, they can't help it, but you can get outside of the box. You can come up with things that are very creative. You could come up with things that will amaze and delight people. And I feel like saying to you, just remember that anyone who's ever invented anything, anyone that's ever come up with anything, even some of the things that we use on a daily basis now, some of the platform, even this platform that we're on now, YouTube, there was a time when such a thing did not exist. And it may have seemed like, that's a weird idea. Who's gonna do that? Who's gonna look at that? Who cares? You know, maybe like Facebook, you know, why would we want this thing? You know, people enjoy these platforms. People enjoy these things. There's all kinds of things we use in our daily life, the computers that we use, the phones that we use. Somebody had to come up with this stuff, and it's like, you're the type of person that can come up with these ideas that are brand new. Yeah, I feel like I'm really blabbing. Oh no. Okay. I do want to I do want to continue to blab because I just have to tell you a couple more things about this Birthing a New Age card. This card really talks about the fact that sometimes the exact path that we're meant to follow, the exact path that's meant for us, is the one that we don't feel prepared to walk. It's the one that scares us the most. So if you have this really big feeling inside of you, this purposeful feeling that can feel overwhelming at times, it can feel really daunting, and sometimes like you're not sure if you can figure it all out or if you can take it on. Your guides are showing me that there's something being created in you that wants to be expressed through you. When it comes to your career, as crazy as it sounds, that fear or intimidation that you feel is exactly what's going to point you in the right direction. So for a lot of you, it's something that scares you and it excites you and it freaks you out and it makes you feel alive, and you're not quite sure what to do about it. Maybe you're not even completely sure what it is or what it would look like, but at the same time, you're feeling pulled in that direction. That's because your intuition is playing a really important role here, and it's guiding you. And it's been guiding you, and your guides want to give you that permission to listen to that intuitive feeling, to respond to that pull. Yeah, they're saying listen to what your intuition has been trying to tell you. Listen to it. I really love this. I love what they're doing here. These two cards came out because I really feel, because this card talks about, it says you're not alone, and it's pointing to ancient ancestors stand beside you. So this is your spirit team. Some of you may have loved ones that have passed that are actually a part of your spiritual team guiding you. They're telling you you have a safety net here. They're telling you, I really feel like the reason they're communicating this way is because your opening energy for your reading is really big, and it's kind of like it's open-ended, and it can be overwhelming. So I feel like your guides were like, let us not just tell you you're meant for big things, do it, jump, go crazy, and not tell you we're here, we've got you. Like, you can take the leap because you have the safety net. So the messages are coming together as really encouragement that, like, even if this feels huge, you've totally got this. Even if you feel lost sometimes, even if the path ahead doesn't make sense sometimes, you have so much support. Your guides are encouraging you every step of the way is really the point here. What they want you to know that in your career, you're meant to reform any arena that you step into, whether that's changing the way things are done in your current position or your current field, or if that's creating something that's brand new. They want you to let your ideas be heard. They want you to speak up, because when you have the courage to express who you truly are, that's when you're going to stand out. That's when you're going to make the most impact. For some of you, you might be looking for a way to further your career. You might be happy exactly where you are, but you want to move up. Maybe you want to become a supervisor, a manager, a director, whatever it might be in your field. This is your way to stand out. Your guides are saying, don't keep your ideas to yourself. Don't worry if they sound crazy, because really you've got insight. You've got something that other people can't offer. So don't hold back, even if you're new to the space. You might enter a career and feel like, I'm the newbie here, I should just kind of like see how things are done and shut up. And to a certain extent, maybe that's true. Maybe you have to learn the ropes. Maybe you have to put in your time and pay your dues. But at the same time, if you have some new idea, if you have some creative idea, or like a thought about how things could be done differently, speak up. And if you are not in that kind of scenario where like maybe you're wanting to just create something for yourself, maybe you want to build something on your own, Step into those arenas that you feel uncomfortable in. You'll know it's right for you because you'll feel uncomfortable, which sounds like such a crazy thing to say, but it's like those things that make you feel that uncomfortable are the things that are really pulling to you, or calling to you, pulling you, tugging at your soul. They make you feel excited, and it can be kind of intimidating at the same time, but it's like, throw your hat in the ring. See what happens if you give it a shot. See what happens if you try this new thing, or you try to like build this platform, or build whatever it might be. Do it, is what your guides are saying. Okay, let me get on with this. I'm like, wait, I have so many decks I want to use. Let me stay focused. Getting so many cards. Every time I intend to pull one, two come out, so we will see. We have empathy. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. And we also have grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. You really are. You are an empathetic person. You may identify as an empath. This card, coming out with grief, might be an indication that you feel pulled toward some form of like mentorship, counseling, coaching, teaching, even artistic pursuits for some of you, because I think you're able to tap into people's deep emotions and make them feel something, or teach them something through some expression of art. You're able to see a lot of different perspectives at once. So you're also able to take, like we were talking about before, you're able to take things that typically wouldn't be combined, or that typically wouldn't make sense together, and put them together in some sort of cohesive way. So this might be really key to you when it comes to your career, because you are able to see the different angles, to explore different ways of thought. You're also able to make ideas that seem at odds with each other come together in a cohesive fashion. Yeah. There's so much your guide. Here's what I want to say. It's kind of off topic. Your guides think very, very highly of you, and they're trying to highlight every amazing thing about you right now. That could be because, like, maybe you found yourself in a little bit of like a self-doubt trap. Your thoughts may have been like more on the negative side of things, or you might be doubting yourself, doubting a decision you made, doubting where you are in terms of your career. But your guides are like, you're so amazing. Like, the things that you've been able to accomplish are amazing. So if you're feeling like you're just not where you want to be, your guides just don't see you like that. And I just have to tell you that, because they're just like going on and on about you. They're just raving. They're raving about you. For some of you, for some reason, when we're talking about putting things together in a cohesive way, I'm just like immediately seeing food flash in my mind. So like a career in the culinary arts might be significant to some of you. Maybe it's just a hobby that you love, but it's like you can combine different ingredients to make something that's like very beautiful and magical, and like come up with stuff that other people wouldn't have thought of. Like, I think I was saying something before, like your ideas will amaze and delight people, and it's like, that's, for some of you, it's food. Like, these ideas that you have around food and these dishes that you create, they amaze people. They delight people. If it's not that, then it's really the idea of that. It's like, I feel like you're some sort of alchemist in a way. Just able to make things work together. It's so interesting. This grief card also talks about being reunited with everything that you've ever loved, and it feels like it's important to say I feel like this is an important message because it's coming out right next to the Keepers of the Earth card. So this could be referencing a loved one. And we were kind of talking about like ancestors or a loved one that's passed over. This could be a direct reference to a loved one that has passed over, maybe even recently. If not recently, then something that was like really impactful for you. Like even if it happened years ago, you're still deeply moved. You still feel deep sorrow when you think about losing this person. This card talks about being reunited. So this could be that you're particularly connected to a loved one at this time, or that they are really guiding you at this time. This can also be highlighting interests that you may have shared with this person, things you liked to do together, maybe even something that they taught you, being really significant to your career. But in general, I feel like this is just about these people caring and caring for you deeply and guiding you along your journey in general. But for some of you, there is a very specific message. This is something that you shared with someone, something they taught you, something you did together that you're feeling called toward, that you're feeling passionate about, or you're going to use some of the skills that this person taught you in your career. This grief card also talks about passions that we thought were lost, or passions that are no longer being expressed, finding their way into your life again. So for many of you, an old passion will be reignited and will play a vital role in your career. It is a huge part of your career. Let's look at your tea leaf cards. So we have sunrise, new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start, new birthing, new creations, new creative ideas. I think I'm seeing a theme here. You have grasshopper, situations in the balance that require careful handling. Fan, romance, celebration, party. I love this energy. Also, needle and thread, a sincere wish will be granted. For some of you, this is something you have wanted for a long time. Maybe something you didn't feel that you had the courage or the resources to do, to accomplish, to be able to experience. This is beautiful energy for that coming in. This fan energy, this romance celebration party, it's like, I feel like this is going to be a bit of a celebration for you. It's like I get a feeling of liberation around your career and how it's going to progress, or how it is currently progressing. You're full of new ideas. It feels like you've broken out of a box, like you're releasing the need to fit into any particular thing and really just using your natural giftings. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful energy. I feel like you do have to be a little bit careful about not allowing yourself to get lost in the average, what am I trying to say here? I just feel like it can be easy to get lost on the path that everyone else is going on. Like if you're walking with a big group of people and everybody turns right, it can be instinctual for you to go that direction as well. But at every step of the way, it's important for you to like pause for a second and think, is that the direction I want to go? Is that the direction that's meant for me? Because you're actually really cut out for something that most likely you're going to have to go left when everybody goes right. You're going to have to do that some of the time because there's something different for you. There's something different meant for you. So you do have to watch out for that. You have to be careful. You have to make sure that you're not allowing other people's energy, especially because you are so empathetic. You can pick up on other people's energy. Make sure you're not allowing that energy to dictate the decisions you're making in terms of your career, because those are decisions that only you can make. Let's see what other messages. Okay, we have 6th house. That's so, this is funny because the 6th house really talks about our work. It talks about what we do in the world. So this is really highlighting that particular element of your life. Very interesting that came out. This is focusing on our employment, on the work that we do in the world, also on our health. The 6th house talks about. This house really for me, it asks us to work smarter and not harder. So this can be like, if you feel like you're forcing things, you're pushing up against things all the time, it could be because you're not really on the right path. It's also, to me, speaking to these creative ideas that you have and this new inventive way that you look at things. I think a lot of times you help people to work smarter and not harder. You help things to be more efficient. So this is another reason why it's like, speak up when you have an idea, because you might actually have a brilliant idea that changes the course of an entire company or the way a department functions or something like that. But if you are entrepreneurial, which I could see a lot of you being, this is about you focusing on how you can be efficient, like what things you can put 80% of the energy into so you can get the results that you're looking for. Because the other 20% can be for like experimenting with things. But that 80-20 rule is really, it's really great because it helps us focus on what's going to be the most impactful. Let me do that most of the time. And then I'll do like some of this other stuff, or I'll come up with new ideas on the side or whatever. But like, let's be impactful here. And I think that you actually are great at doing that, at identifying that energy. Your guides really want you to take some time to evaluate all of the blood, sweat, and tears that you're putting into your work, or the path that you are thinking about taking, and just evaluating if it's worth it. Because your answer should always be yes. If you're pouring a lot of yourself into this, it's like, is this the right thing? Is this fulfilling me? Your answer should always be yes. As we were talking about in the beginning, your career is going to be really closely tied to your life purpose. So that's going to be an important aspect for you to check in with. And this grasshopper energy is, again, like I was saying, there is something that requires, like this card is saying, careful handling. Make sure you're on your own path at all times. Make sure that what you're doing is in alignment with your higher self, that it's making you feel fulfilled, that it's making you feel like you're doing everything that you were meant to do here, because it's going to be important to you. Since the sixth house deals with our health, this could be about healing or healthcare in some way. I feel like reading 3, maybe we had kind of a message about the healthcare field or healing. Healing comes in so many different forms. So if you don't feel like that message is for you, it could be that the work you do is just, it's going to inspire and heal others. This can be about healing ourselves, getting in alignment. I feel like the imagery in this card is really just making me think about being in alignment, having everything be in balance. For some of you, there's some kind of health issue that's related to your career or related to the work that you do. So yeah, take that as it resonates. It can be that a health issue that you've had has inspired you to do a certain thing, has inspired you to look into an alternative way to heal, and then maybe now like this is bleeding into your career in some way. This can also be about changing path, changing course because of a health issue, but actually ending up in a place that you feel a lot better. So kind of take that as it resonates. There's so many different options with that, but I feel like there is something for some of you health related. Like you may have stopped working because of a health issue, and in the process discovered something that you really feel passionate about and want to do. So although you had this challenge, you had this moment of self-discovery, you also figured something out about where you do want to be. So that's a message for some of you. I feel like we're looking a lot at our day-to-day routines here, so this can be asking you to pay attention to your daily activities, the work that you're doing daily, and make sure that it feels in alignment with you. This can talk about implementing things that bring us joy in our day-to-day life. So if you want to explore your art more, or make time for something creative every day, even if it's only 10 minutes, it's like your guides are saying, make some time for the stuff that really lights you up. Or maybe asking you, like, how can you make your current situation at work or in your career feel like it's in more alignment with your higher purpose or with your passion? So it might be that maybe you need to make a little tweak you're already on the right path, but you just need to tweak something so that it feels better to you. Maybe there's a different way to do things, something else you can implement. Yeah. I feel like I could just, okay, we have compassion. Such beautiful energy, especially with that empathy. This is just speaking to who you are as a person, I think. It's also like a message from your guides. I do feel like they feel so much love and compassion towards you, but I think that whatever you do, because you are so empathetic and because you can see both sides of things, maybe even more than two sides, it just makes you such a compassionate person. I think this is why you can solve problems. You can solve people's problems because you have compassion for whatever issue they are facing. Let's look at some tarot. Okay, sorry guys, my camera died right as we were about to look at some tarot. So I have to get that taken care of, but let's look at your tarot cards and see what messages your guides have for you. Messages do you have for number 4 regarding their career? Ooh, we have the High Priestess. I do kind of feel like there's like a magical, mystical energy about you, because it really is something like that other people might not understand. I feel like for some of you, there might even be something that you don't feel like you understand in a way. The Wheel of Fortune. Wow. I think you guys are going to create so much. I feel like there are things it might feel like are hidden from you at times. Like the clarity of your path might not seem completely there for you. It might feel like it's a bit of a mystery what you're meant to do with all of your unique gifts. But my goodness, I feel like there's so much positive energy here, and there's so much potential here, and there's so many things that you likely have already accomplished, like because of this creative way that you express yourself. So I just had a whole bunch of cards fall out. Wow. I feel like you guys get all the cards. So we had Justice. This is sort of a recurring theme. This is about self-discovery in this case, I feel. This is about self-discovery. This is about you figuring out kind of what to do with all of these unique gifts. We have the Three of Pentacles. This might be something that you feel a collaborative energy with. I think you might work really well in a group, in a team. Even if you're someone that likes to work independently most of the time, I feel like your guides are telling you that you have a lot to contribute to a team, to a group setting. Even if you do your work independently and then present your ideas to the group. But I feel like this is you. In this card, this person's shown like kind of being the one that's at the forefront at this particular moment in time, maybe explaining something. I feel like you might be this person that's great at explaining things, great at formulating these new ideas and presenting them to the group. We have the Star. This is you. This is you. You're going to shine no matter where you decide to go, where you decide to put your focus. Really. And then also the Four of Wands came out. It's all about stability. It's all about really creating something stable, like a stable foundation. So it's like your career is going to play such a big role in you feeling stable and secure in the world. I'm really being drawn back to that fan energy, romance, celebration, party, because the Four of Wands is all about partying. It's all about celebration. So that might have something to do with your career, or you might just have something to celebrate. Sorry, I'm trying to get a deck to clarify, and there's just one card that doesn't want to join the rest. Makes me wonder what it is. And when I flipped it over, it's the Six of Wands. And I was going to clarify this Four of Wands. This is victory. So this is about you celebrating some sort of success in your career. I think there's going to be a lot of moments for you to celebrate. Let's see. What do I want to clarify? let me, let's look at this Justice, because this card's been showing up in a lot of these readings about discovery of self. Just want to see if we can get any more clarity on that. So why is this Justice here? Why is the Justice here? I don't know, you guys. Why is the Justice here, Spirit, please? Ooh, that jumped out. We have the Three of Pentacles again, clarifying that. So potentially your guides were already, this may have been clarification for the Justice card, but the cards came out all at once. So we have kind of a repeated message here. You might be discovering what gifts you have to offer, what gifts you have to offer the group, because the Three of Pentacles is all about collaboration. It's about everyone kind of playing their own unique role. It's about everyone giving what they have to offer and being appreciated for it. So I think this is really an energy of you reaching a place where you can be appreciated for your unique gifts. You know, like I was talking about before, this could have been something that kind of stood in the way in previous jobs that weren't meant for you, that just weren't a good fit for you. It's like what you had to offer wasn't even appreciated. So it's kind of a frustrating situation, but this shows you being in a situation where people are going to really value your input, your opinion, your creative thinking. They're going to listen to you and collaborate with you. So they might bring something else to the table, and the two of you can, or the three of you, or the group of you can put these things together in a way that's cohesive. So I'm also picking up on the fact that for some of you, this collaborative energy is actually energy within you. So this might be you collaborating with others. This could be also you collaborating with yourself, if that makes any sense. And I think this is that idea of joining these two seemingly opposite sides of yourself, or maybe multiple opposite sides of yourself together in one, really letting them like jive together, letting them blend together, letting them become cohesive in a way that that kind of allows each unique part to shine. So if you do have some skills, some gifts that seem like they're at odds with each other, this is you really bringing them together into one, and that's super important when it comes to your career. So let me go ahead and leave your reading there. It's getting terribly long. I'm so sorry. There are so many messages coming through for you though. And like I was saying, I could talk to you all day. So let me not do that though. Let's wrap this up. Thank you so much for letting me read your cards and for hanging out with me today. If you liked this video, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to like it, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again in another reading really soon. Bye.